I'm like, welcome to my self-love bootcamp. I put this belt on because I really wanted to channel the evil teacher from Matilda. She's like, whoosh. If you think this shit's gonna be easy, it's not. And if you're here for a walk in the park, you might as well go ahead and leave. All right, enough silly stuff. The goal here is to create an inner environment that has all of the love, fulfillment, validation, happiness, security that you could ever need. And you never again look for it outside of yourself. And I know it might sound cheesy and like whatever, but this has completely changed my life. And I just want to share it because if I can help one person, then that's good enough for me. I have been on this journey for the last couple of years to create real self-love. I think a lot of us walk around with a hollow sense of confidence, right? Like on the outside, you're like, oh yeah, I'm confident. But if you really start to look at the foundation of what that confidence is made out of, it's like validation that I've received, achievements that I've done, compliments that people have given me throughout my life. I've worked really hard in the gym and I'm fit or whatever. Those are all so hollow. Those all come from like external things. And it wasn't until like 4 years ago where I was like, why am I confident, but I hate myself? I think the norm is to seek it in things outside of you, whether that be a partner, a career, whatever it is. It's not until we consciously put in the effort to create a stable and healthy inner environment that we truly live a fulfilled life. While we may not be in control of everything that happens to us, we have all of the control and responsibility to respond and heal and move forward and create a life that is full of love and meaning and happiness. It's not easy, but it's worth it if you ask me. So wherever you are in your self-love journey, I invite you to come join me, keep an open mind, and see what you can gain from this. So this video is going to be divided into two parts, the internal and the external. We're going to start off with the internal. It's very important that we start in there. And there we're going to tackle the body, mind, and soul. Your main objective should be two things. It should be discovering your authentic self and then nourishing and loving that person. Phase 1, step 1. The very beginning of this journey has to be uncovering who you really are authentically to your core. Not who people have told you you are, not who your family wants you to be, not who anything. And I want you to approach this with radical self-acceptance. This is where you can really sit with yourself and be like, who are you? So in this phase, I invite you to hang out with yourself. Figure out what you like to do for fun. Genuinely, everybody hates the question, well, what are your hobbies? It's like, well, I like to scroll on social media and hang out with my friends. Nah, figure it out. Find activities that bring you joy, even if it's just like going to a park, people watching, yoga, reading, meditation. What landscapes draw you in? Are you a beach person, a lake person, a mountain person? Do you like the forest? Where do you feel at peace? And take yourself out to restaurants. Figure out what cuisine is your favorite. Go to a fucking craft store. See what calls out to you, make a craft, indulge yourself in life's pleasures and like try it all. I believe that a big part about discovering who you are is going back to who you were as a kid. As kids, I think we are our most authentic selves. And the more we grow up, the more we kind of like dim ourselves down or mold to the status quo or whatever the fuck, we lose that. And it's so important to get to a point where we are in that childlike sense of wonder again. I think for some people, it can be scary at first to hang out with yourself alone, but I really want to push you to get comfortable with it. We come into this earth alone and we die alone. How dare you deprive yourself of the luxury to enjoy this earth by yourself? Go out there, fuck what anybody thinks. Go to the fucking movies alone. Go to the mall alone. Go as many places as you can until you start to enjoy your own company, because you will. Do not underestimate the power of knowing yourself inside and out. Because once you do that, you can show up authentically every single day and your whole world changes. There's nothing more liberating than figuring out who the fuck you are and showing up as that person every single day. So once you've uncovered a good amount of the soul, I want to move to the second part of phase 1, which is your mind and your body. Some of you are going to hate to hear this, but you have to write. You have to write. Get yourself a journal. Oh, Michelle, but what do I write? anything and everything that comes to mind. Don't judge it. Don't even read it. Just brain dump, word vomit, all of it. Boom, boom. You need an outlet for your stream of consciousness. You need an outlet for everything that goes on in your brain. Do you realize how crammed it can get up in here if you do not give it a sense of relief, like an outpouring of all of that energy and thoughts and everything that's going on in here? You don't realize how therapeutic this is. Not only does it give your brain an outlet, but you can also gain a new perspective when you read it over. Shit, honestly, I don't even need to read it over sometimes. Sometimes I'm just ranting and writing and I'm like, oh, wait, I didn't look at it this way before. And if you really, really fucking hate to write, you got to do like a video diary, right? Create an album on your phone, turn on your camera and just rant, just talk. Blah, blah, blah. Get it all out, get it all out, get it all out. Another thing about the mind is that it can be a very cruel place. It's very important that you create an inner voice that will stick up for you, that will support you, that will let you know that everything's okay. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but I promise you, you can get there. And what do I mean when I say like curate an inner voice? Well, for example, me personally, back before I started this, my inner voice could be so mean to me sometimes. Like after interacting with someone, I would be like, fuck, that was so stupid. Why did I say that? Or wait, was that awkward? Like, why would I do that? Or like even simple doubts, fears, worries, my inner voice would be like, what if the worst possible case scenario happens? It's like, train your inner voice to be a best friend to you. Train your inner voice to get to a point where I'll leave a social interaction where I might have said something stupid and I'm like, it's fine. They'll forget about it. When I get anxieties or fears like, oh my God, well, what if I fail? What if this goes wrong? The inner voice comes up and it's like, well, what if I succeed and what if everything goes right? Creating a best friend in there that will support you, that will self-soothe you, that will alleviate the stresses of the external world and create peace in there. And while you may not be able to control the thoughts that initially come up, you can control the inner voice that comes up afterwards and says, hey, everything's going to be okay. You are trying your best. And if you are someone that has trouble with this, I invite you to do a little exercise. Take an old photo of yourself. You can pick any age. Usually the younger, the easier, but sometimes you can feel a little bit of disconnect from like your baby self, like your young self. It could be from, 6, 7 years ago. Look at an old picture of yourself and in your mind, really picture yourself like giving them a hug, embracing them, feeling empathy for them. Be like, damn, like they were trying their best with the cards they were dealt, with everything they had. They were trying their best in that moment in time. And realizing that it's all you. You can carry that empathy within yourself now. The empathy that you have for your 5-year-old self, your 10-year-old self, your 15-year-old self, you can carry that into your current present self. That 5-year-old is still present here today with you. Every single version of yourself that has lived is still present here with you. And they are trying their best. And they're doing everything they can to be happy and live a good life. So carry that empathy. You're trying your best, okay? Moving on to the body. I'm not even going to spend too much time here because I want to say the body is common sense. Unfortunately, this is our vessel. This is our avatar. We got to treat it right. And what does that mean? It means sleep. If you haven't listened to Andrew Huberman's podcast episode on sleep, I recommend you do so. Sleep is so much more important than you think. Number 2, eating as healthy as you can. We're human. Do it in moderation. What you put into your body is what is fueling your body. So just be more cognizant of it. I'm not saying cut out junk food altogether. I love me some sweets. I love me some junk food, but it's all about balance. So you got sleep. You got eating and you got exercise. I just want to say one thing about exercise because people, exercise, do you realize the abundance of exercises that you have available to you on YouTube? I just want to say, you have everything you could ever. You have so many fun exercises. Like you want to just do Zumba and dance, turn on YouTube, look up a Zumba. You want to do a hip hop class, do some Pilates at home, do some yoga at home. Like the other day I ate too much after dinner and I was like, I wonder if there's like a YouTube video out there for people who eat too much after dinner and like just want to like feel less gross. Lo and behold, like this girl, like, yeah, it was like post-dinner exercise. And I'm like following along with her. And I'm like, wait, I actually feel a lot better. You don't have to fucking leave the house. Just go on YouTube. And like, honestly, if you just like going on walks is good for the mental health. Like don't overcomplicate exercise. It can be as simple as taking a walk. It can be as simple as turning on a fucking... Your body stores energy and it needs to release that. Just like your mind needs an outlet, your body needs an outlet too. We have 7 energy centers. We store the energy. Our emotions get stuck in our body. We need to release. We need to release. We need to release in order to feel good. So you got the soul, you got the mind, and the body. And now the external environment. After you have just gone through a lot of work and effort to create a wonderful environment within yourself, it's very important that you do not let the people in your life threaten that. It means having standards for the people that you allow in your life. And if people don't meet your standards, cutoff game's gotta be strong, baby. Because say it with me, we prefer to be alone than to be in shit company. And if this means cutting off all of the friends you have and starting over and making new ones, so be it. Relationships can be tricky and it can be hard to finally realize that some people that are in your life are not serving you any good. So I'm just going to give you one piece of advice. Don't focus on how long you've been friends. Don't focus on the words they even tell you. Focus only on how they make you feel and their actions towards you. Someone can talk the talk of like, oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my God, you're my bestie. But every time you hang out with them, you come home feeling like shit. You come home feeling drained, or they do some weird, shady shit that a real friend wouldn't do. So with your external environment, I want you to create a list of standards for whoever is going to come into your life. And what should some of these standards be? They need to respect you. And I would hope that after phase 1, you have very high standards of who you allow into your life, because if you're treating yourself this well, everyone who wants to come into your life should treat you just as well. And unfortunately, when we don't make the conscious effort to create love from within and therefore give love to others, some people are just vampires. They want to take the love from you. They want your energy. They want that love that you're creating within yourself, and then you're left depleted. So just pay attention. Pay attention to how people treat you, and pay attention to how they make you feel. And your inner knowing will tell you if it's time to go. My cutoff game is strong, baby. You do some such shit that reveals your true colors and you're out. I don't look back. You're out. I'm sorry. This can be especially hard with family because some people don't feel comfortable cutting off family. But what I will say is try to have as firm boundaries as you possibly can. You are working so hard to create peace in your life, and you cannot let anybody disrupt that. Sometimes we can underestimate how much influence the people we surround ourselves with have on our lives. And I don't know, maybe it's because I have so much joy and love and peace by myself that I've kind of become like a loner. I have a very small inner circle, and I don't waste my time with people that I don't feel love me and have my best interests at heart. And so there's nothing wrong with cutting people off, and there's nothing wrong with protecting your peace, and there's nothing wrong with only wanting to associate yourself with people who are like-minded and have the same kind of energy and intentions as you. If you watched this all the way, I want to thank you. I want to wish you the best of luck on your journey. I want you to know that you have permission at any point in your life to change, to become whoever you want to be, to dictate who has access to you, and to want a life of value and happiness and love. It is not arrogant to focus on yourself and your self-love, and do not let anybody ever make you feel bad for devoting time and energy into yourself and your happiness. I'm sending you all the love. I'm sending you all the support. And if you ever need anybody to talk to, my inbox is always open. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.